Hi everyone, thanks for joining me once again at Photo Tutorials. We've got another Capture NX2 tutorial to show you. This session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we use the selection control point to sharpen the eyes. You can sharpen any part of an image, but a lot of people I speak to on forums, one or two people has problems keeping the eyes sharp. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to sharpen these eyes. I mean, they are pretty sharp anyway, but I'm just going to sort of tweak these for the people who are having problems sharpening the eyes. But before I go on this tutorial, just a little exercise for people. When I take portrait shots like this gentleman here, just a quick tip for you. A lot of people, what they'll do is when they're looking through the camera, the viewfinder of the camera, what they'll tend to do is they'll tend to put the focus point right on the eyeball here, and they'll take a shot or what have you. Basically, what I do is I set an aperture of round about f8 to f11. It's normally round about the f8, and what I do is I focus on this area of the nose, the bridge of the nose here. And the reason why I do that is, if you look at the distance between the bridge of the nose and the eyeball, you're only talking 10-15 millimeters difference. Now, when you use an aperture of f8 to f11, when you're sort of shooting at distances around about 6 to 10 feet, the depth of field at that aperture is fairly deep. Obviously, you don't want to be up close to your subject, because what happens then is if you're photographing up close, the effect of the depth of field on that aperture actually reduces, because the closer you get, the shallower the depth of field you get at any given aperture. So if you're shooting portraits, it's always best to add a little bit of distance between yourself and the portrait, or your camera lens and the portrait, and set an aperture of about f8 and just focus on this area of the nose. Get a bit of distance. This shot here, this is a good example. This was shot on f8, and you can see the background. It still has some pretty decent bokeh at f8. Okay, maybe it's not as creamy as it would be at f2.8 or f4, but you always run a risk of not getting the eyes sharp, or at least getting one of the eyes sharp and the other one is slightly out of focus because of the shallow depth of field. So basically that's the technique that I like to use, is I just focus on the bridge of the nose there, and that gives me good depth of field at f8, f11 to keep both the eyes sharp and the detail around the eyes sharp, because I like to have a little bit of detail shown on the skin tones as well. So just one bit worth bearing in mind. So basically what we're going to do here in X2 is I'm going to show you how to use this tool here, which is the selection control point. Now there's two of these. We have this selection control point tool here, and we have the color control point tool. But we're not going to go into this color control point tool yet. I'm going to show you in another tutorial. We're just concentrating on this one here. This is the one we're concerned about. I'm going to click on plus. And basically what that's going to do, that's going to put a little control point on the screen there. And when you click on it, you can see it's quite a large radius that's been set, but that's the selection area there. Okay, so you can move that selection area as little or as large as you want. Okay, and if you go to the selection, this is the box here that's come up, your selection box that's come up here. We go on selection, and at the moment we've got hide selection, but if we go on show overlay, then what we can do is we can see the areas of pixels that's going to be affected. Okay, and what I tend to do is I just tend to put it down onto the bottom eyelid there. Okay. Now another thing you can do as well is you can go on show mask, and that's the mask area there. Now those areas are white, are the areas of the image that's going to be affected by the adjustments that you're going to give this. Okay, so I just want to increase the detail area a little bit to round about there. Maybe take it down a touch. There, that'll do me. Okay, so that's the area there, what we're going to select. Now you don't have to keep changing this back, because what happens is if we go up to this image and it's adjust box here, we go to focus, there's the Unsharp Mask. As soon as you click that, the image comes back anyway, so we can leave that like that. And if I just move the intensity, you can see how it starts affecting the area that I've selected. So we're going to set this up to around about 25, give the radius around about 11. And we'll take the threshold up to about 9. Okay, and there you can see a difference already. It might be a little bit too much, that 25%, so we'll just take it down. And we click on new step, and we repeat that process again for the left eye. Okay, and if we go to show mask or show overlay, doesn't really matter, it's whatever you prefer, and we take the radius of that selection tool down. And I'll leave it at that. Okay, so we just get a little bit of detail under the eyes, and just the base, the whole area around the eye. If you can select it, and it's plenty of detail there. And we just give it roughly the same as what we did before. The settings you can have a play about with yourself, you know, because I mean these settings what I'm given, you know, this is for this particular type of image. I mean your images could be a little bit sharper, they could be less sharper, so you have to play about with these settings. So don't take these settings as literally what you have to set your image at. You know, you can muck about and experiment with it. Okay, and there we go. There we've got the area around the eyes, the eyebrows, the eyes themselves, underneath the eyes. We've got those with plenty of detail in. Okay, probably a little bit too much, but it's just to show you how we go about using this the selection point. If you think it's too much, excuse me, if you think it's too much, then you just take your sharpness down. Like so. But anyhow, that's how you use the selection control point in NX2. It's a good tool to use, and it'll save you shots if you've got poor sharpness in the eyes. And you know, you don't have to be shooting on Nikon cameras to be able to use this software. You can use it with any camera you like, and you can select any area of the image you might want to sharpen something else up other than the eyes. Well, you can go back in to that image. You know, let's say if you wanted to sort of sharpen a little bit of this hair out or stubble, what you could do is you can go in and move that about. You know, and add a little bit more sharpness into that area of the picture. But you know, you can see how it's increasing the hair detail on the whiskers on the chin there. That's it right up and that's off. So basically that's it, how you go about using the selection control point. So give it a go and see what you think, and let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.